Mike, it seemed to me at least that Drew Hutchison had things under control when it meant striking out Oriole hitters over the first 5 innings.
Yeah, he really had some wipeout stuff early on in the ball game. The breaking ball was sharp. Really had great finish at the end, keeping it down in the zone. That fastball, we've seen him have success against the Orioles this season. Great life up through the zone. Look at how tight the slider was, keeping it down, then riding the fastball up. Extra life as he steps across his body. The good command of all of his pitches. I mean, you see the life there and the sharpness of the breaking ball. Working the top of the zone, getting hitters to expand a little bit. When you're aggressive in the zone, you can tend to expand and get some chases. That's what he did tonight. You know, his pitch arsenal stayed pretty much true to form, sticking with all of his pitches, and they all had good life. He came up with some big change-ups and 5 strong innings, just the 5 hits, couple earned runs. So Drew Hutchison, you know, one of these years where he had an up and down season. He's coming off Tommy John surgery, missed all of last season, so you expected kind of a roller coaster ride for him. And I think unfortunately for the Orioles, every time he had his great outings, it was against the O's, you know, really shutting down this Orioles offense. So, you know, he could be somebody to contend with, probably looking for more consistency out of him next year, but just another strong start for Hutchison.
Mike, you know, your impressions of Chris Tillman tonight, I mean, we're going to depend on this guy, you know, to get through get us started in the playoffs and everything. Tonight wasn't one of his better nights. I thought there was a lot of infield hits, though, that kind of went their way tonight, too. But I'm still not that worried about Chris Tillman myself. How about you?
No, I'm not worried about him. It's unfortunate that he got in some jams early on. I mean, really, it was a fight for him right from the first inning. I mean, there were runners on base. He had to try to come up with big pitches to really kind of minimize the damage there. And we've seen him do that all season long, get out of trouble and then settle in and really get deep into the ball game. Really didn't happen for him. They were swinging early. The bottom of the lineup was putting some pressure on him with that speed, getting the bunts down and stuff. But, you know, it doesn't bother me, this outing from Chris Tillman. I think, you know, what he's done through the course of the year and his preparation is going to have him have success in the postseason. So, you know, and it wasn't a loaded lineup. It wasn't the true lineup out there behind Chris Tillman. That may have had something to do with it. But he still gave it all he had. He competed and at least gave the team an opportunity. Listen, a bloop and a blast, and the Orioles were right back in the ballgame.
Mike, should the Oriole fans be alarmed at the amount of errors during the month of September by the Orioles?
Well, they have been inconsistent. And I don't know if alarmed is the right word. I just think you want a team out there that you're going to feel comfortable with. And Buck Showalter is definitely going to put the players that he trusts the most. Right now, it looks like Ryan Flaherty is going to play third base, start the postseason, and Jonathan Scope at second base. I think he's been using this month to really look at players like Kelly Johnson, you know, and Paredes. Are they going to be able to handle the pressures of the postseason? Kelly Johnson, a more experienced type player. But Ryan Flaherty's been there. He played in the postseason back in 2012 and actually had a real good postseason. He's real dependable. He's the guy that Buck Showalter trusts the most late in the ball game, you know, if he has to pinch hit for somebody to go in and catch the ball. So, you know, Ryan Flaherty will be in there. I think there's just some concern about the depth. If Ryan Flaherty or Scope or somebody else needs to get pinch hit for, who's going to come in and who is Buck going to trust to make that big play in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning? And he's still trying to figure that out.